All right, we are just a couple days away from true fall temperatures, and it's easy to forget just how hot it was this past summer. As those temperatures soared, so did migrant deaths, and that impacts all of us if you don't realize it. Our 4 Investigates team traveled with medical investigators as they dealt with this grim reality and asked the important question, why here? Here's Matt Grubbs.
There's no easy way into the U.S. near Sunland Park. The border wall stretches for miles before it gives way to Mount Cristo Rey.
So we're going to an unattended death.
Amid a tangle of roads and railways, of local, state, and federal agencies,
head southwest toward Foothills Road.
Is Territory Deputy Medical Investigator Laura Mae Williams got to know well these past few months.
In the month of July, I had 40.
She's talking about the bodies of men, women, and children found in the desert.
And it is intensely hot. Even through my clothing, it can be, my knees are burning. I've started wearing knee pads.
In conditions hard to put into words.
The ground temperatures this summer have been running in the 120s to 130s. I have had the ground temperatures as hot as 150 degrees.
In just the first 9 months of this year, documented migrant deaths in Doña Ana County doubled from all of 2022.
We'd be on one scene and we could hear over the radio that they found another person, or, one day I had 4 in one day. I just stayed down there for many, many hours. It was pretty tough.
Why here? The answer is, in part, that heat.
Just like when you have a fever, you can only handle so much.
It's the middle of the afternoon out here, and you can really feel the heat coming up off the sand. It's actually not too bad air temperature-wise, about 90 degrees, but it feels hotter than that. In June, July, August, the temperature can easily get up to 100, 110 degrees. And then you're really in trouble. It looks like there's a lot of shade out here, a lot of greenery, but this is mesquite. It's filled with thorns, and you can see these tiny leaves really don't provide much shade. So for many migrants, the choice, if you can call it that, is to keep going. Seeing the impact on her staff and her budget, Chief Medical Investigator Dr. Heather Jarrell went to El Paso and found an often deadly series of circumstances leading up to crossing the border.
24 hours or more with little to no food or water. And then their smuggler shows up and says it's time to go, and they transport them directly across the border.
One woman she examined had a broken ankle, likely caused by jumping from or falling off the border wall.
So this person literally died from a broken foot because she couldn't keep up and she fell behind and passed away.
If there is one, a smuggler's emergency call for an injury often gives the wrong coordinates as others try to press on, delaying critical help.
Anything that might seem minor in our normal everyday lives would essentially be a death sentence for these people who are crossing through.
Investigators call these accidental deaths. For now, Jarrell has considered a bold departure.
Should we start calling these homicides? Because it's a person who's abandoned in the desert.
We do have people getting injured because these criminal organizations, they don't care.
Border Patrol might not argue with Jarrell. A spokesman wouldn't venture a guess as to why migrant deaths here have reached record levels.
We can't tell you exactly why those changes have been. I wouldn't have an answer to that. I think it's just going to be a combination of many things.
Texas is clearly a major factor. Governor Greg Abbott said on social media that his buoy barrier further down the Rio Grande and concertina wire next door in El Paso have funneled migrants into New Mexico. Now he says wire along the state border is needed to keep migrants heading north through New Mexico. Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham's press office did not respond to our request to talk about border policy. The deaths take a toll on tired medical investigators, too. While shift help has been coming from Catron County, Silver City, Tularosa, and elsewhere, there's an emotional cost.
They come such long distances, and then this is how they end up not making it. So that's heartbreaking, I would say.
Laura Mae Williams will stay out of politics.
And it doesn't matter who this person might have been in life. You treat everyone the same.
And focus on her next call.
If it's in the hospital or in the desert or anywhere in between, by law, that is what our job is. We go out when someone dies to investigate what happened. So it doesn't matter when or where we go.
At the border, Matt Grubbs for Investigate.